Hello, friends. Today I am going to unpack the astrology of J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, a little peek at Bobby Kennedy Jr. in their forecast for 2025 and looking at Inauguration Day. So welcome, my name is Lydia Griffith and this is the Feng Shui and Bazi Chinese Astrology channel. On this channel, I often like to read the charts of famous people because I think it helps us to better understand our own astrology and our own lives. So welcome. If this speaks to you, please subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss a single video. Have lots coming out for you as we get closer to the year of the snake. So I have done something I haven't done before in my years of having this channel. I've turned off the comments for this video. I need to protect myself and you all from people saying unkind things, okay? And this is just astrology. Honest to God, this could be my mailman and his assistant and the secretary. I'm just reading astrology. I do not need to have you tell me who I am in your comments, okay? So I am just going to leave it at that. And thank you for understanding because, yeah, this is just data. I am looking at it, I'm interpreting it, and I'm giving it to you so that you can better understand what's coming. And it's not guaranteed. And why is that? Why is astrology not guaranteed? Because there are so many factors that can come into play. But I will say that I do see an enormous amount of the astrology predicted coming true. So, that all being said, I can tell you, I did not clearly see this election. When you have two candidates that both have terribly afflicted astrology charts, it's two people limping towards a deadline or finish line, and it could have been anyone's game. So as we look at this, I have to say I saw this cartoon of Donald Trump and some of his cabinet people that he has chosen so far in superhero costumes. And I thought it was very interesting that J.D. Vance showed up as this bigger superhero, kind of lurking, rising up behind Donald Trump, because he has a more powerful chart right now. You know, when you look at the arc of our lives, we have our youth. J.D. Vance is in his youth. He was born, he's the youngest one out there, August 2nd, 1984. And Donald Trump, June 14th, 1946. It's a very big difference in where they are in their lives. This is the most potent time for him as a man, J.D. Vance. Donald Trump is in a fading out energy as an elder. And in all of my predictions, Donald Trump's chart is so greatly afflicted and has been. And he has all of these back pocket aspects to his astrology that kind of like the, he just keeps rising back up. It's like a cat with 1,000 lives. He's always able to find his way, snake his way. His hour is the snake his way out of all of his challenges. And his life is full of legal woes. Always will be. That is just part of his astrology. And for the whole time, just about that he has been in business, he's been dealing with legal problems that he seems to always get out of. So, what I'm going to do is in this video, we're going to go through J.D. Vance's astrology, what's happening right now, what is going on for Inauguration Day, which, just saying, I'm not seeing it. I still am holding a measure of, really? Just because of the astrology, both Western and Eastern, between now and January 20th at high noon, because we have both Mercury and Mars in retrograde, and Pluto this week moves forward into the age of Aquarius. And it is a very brand new time. And it will never be in Capricorn again the rest of our lives. This is a massive shift of human consciousness. Crazy. What a time to be alive on this earth. So J.D. Vance, we look at his nobleman star. And, you know, there are so many aspects to astrology. And I've been an astrologer for 22 years at the master level of Bazi Chinese astrology, which is focused on the 5 elements and 12 Chinese horoscope animals and how they all dance together. But there are sometimes aspects like voids, for instance, or nobleman stars that I don't bring up all the time simply because there is so much that I could talk about. And I don't know that you want an hour-long video. I love some of the people that have hour-long videos, but I wish they weren't an hour long. So your nobleman star, real quick, it reveals your lucky people. All right. These are the people, and for the most part, we all have 2 nobleman stars. And these are your angels in life. These are the people that show up to save the day or to guide you through life. Maybe you marry one of your nobleman stars, and that person is just your constant protector. So for J.D. Vance, that person is Donald Trump, because one of J.D. Vance's nobleman stars is the sheep, which is what Trump's daymaster is. Trump is yin earth, and his helpers are the rat and the monkey. And J.D. Vance is born in the year of the rat. So, yes, they are an interesting match. And I know that originally, that first video I put out was not favorable to this pairing. Now, even though they could be each other's protection, an angel in this life, I don't know that it supersedes the fact that J.D. Vance has 2 dragons in his chart, like Vladimir Putin. And people that have multiple dragons tend to have issue with how they wield their power and being oppressive in how they lead, or just dictator-like. They just have a lot of leadership skills, a lot of leadership power. And Donald Trump has different qualities, but when you're picking your assistant, you don't want to pick somebody that has astrology more powerful than yours, unless you're expecting to not survive the 4 years of the presidency, so that you pick somebody who has a super strong chart that is going to then rise up and become president. And if I just planted a seed out there, well, there it goes. Did you catch it? Maybe. So yeah, Vance, double dragon. This dude is very smart, and he's innovative, and he is inventive. Yeah, this is, who am I looking at? Oh, there. Yeah, it's a very interesting situation with these two. It feels to me like a real power struggle. Anyway, so this is a critical moment in JD Vance's life. 2025 is the last year of his current luck cycle of a yin wood pig. And he's going to end this luck cycle with a real kick, a really big kick, because 2025 year of the snake is the enemy of that pig, his luck cycle. And this is a battle of water and fire. This is his money, where he holds his control, because as an earth person, he controls water, and fire, which is his backing, his support, also his faith. And both of them are weak in his chart at less than 15%, around 13%. And so the backing, this can also impact his backing, which means government funding, banking institutions, things like that. Yeah. So it's that conflict is not a comfortable thing to have going on in your chart. And even though it's not attacking him personally, it's still going to impact him. We all feel on some measure our astrology. Remembering, in the layers, it's always kind of like an onion, the way I look at it. You have your core birth astrology, but then we go through these 10-year luck cycles. And when we go through those luck cycles every 10 years, and that's determined by your birthday, that has a huge impact. That can be the measure of whether you succeed, whether you hum along or fail in life in so many different ways, right? And then we look at the next layer is the year. And the year, again, can be something that throws a pin in a grenade. It can be something that snaps something, breaks something open. All kinds of things can be shifted by the year. And then we go to the day and then the hour, which is why date selection is so important. Like, for instance, why do we automatically have the same election day if the astrology is horrible like it was this year? I would have picked a completely different date. I would have picked a week later at least, so that we were in the month of the pig and not in that conflicted month of the dog. Anyway, so this is a critical moment in his life as he is ending this luck cycle. So the elements for 2025 going into next year, the yin wood snake being fire, yang fire with a little earth and metal, puts the focus on his career, his marriage, and his backing. And his level of duty is very much ramped up. There's politics and government are roles that he's playing, but not out front and center. This is a wingman, right? He is off to the side behind Donald Trump. He is a vice president after all. Even though that double dragon is craving leadership and power. And there is change, revolution, brewing under the surface of his astrology for 2025. A bit of an identity crisis as he grapples with his new role. In June, he will have a great deal more support available there's a full fire trio that is formed in June. And that will be an interesting time to watch. This guy has a long, successful career ahead of him in politics. His next luck cycle speaks of all things related to banking, government. He's moving in 2026 into a yang fire rat. And this shows a lot of success, a lot of fame, money, and again, a lot of backing. And it's very much crowned by faith. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't take faith to the pulpit and start a church, honestly. And I want to mention that then the next Lux cycle, 2036, which seems like so far away, but really isn't, will be a nobleman star Lux cycle for him, a yin fire ox. And that is a time when government and politics will play the greatest role in his life, that yin fire. But I back that up. I back that up by saying that yin fire is also going to show up in 2026, the year of the horse, yang fire horse. And that is going to really highlight his political career. But going forward, not just a year, but an entire 10 years, 2036 to 2046 could show a huge role that he plays in government or politics in some way. So coming back to this now moment, Vance, when we look at Inauguration Day, the astrology, the 4 pillars for January 20th at high noon is the Yang Wood Dragon, because even though it's 2025, it still is, according to the lunar calendar, 2024. The month is Yin Fire Ox, and the day is Yin Earth Ox. The hour is Yang Metal Horse. And whenever I see metal and fire together, it feels explosive. I really hope that they have security amped up like never before for this, because this feels explosive just in our collective astrology. It is an extremely heavy earth day. You've got, of the 4 pillars, 3 earth animals, ox, dragon. And the day being yin earth, a lot of earth energy. This is pulling focus all on J.D. Vance and how he is identifying with himself and his backing, his people, his audience, his community. And the ox, month and day for Inauguration Day, nobleman stars for him. This is a huge blessing day for him. But there is too much, as a yang earth person, there is too much yin earth. And when there is too much of that, it is said to be conducive to being combative, argumentative, impulsive, engaged in illegal actions, and a measure confused. There's a lot going on in there, right? All the blessings, and yet there's a lot of excess in here. A lot of excess. All right. Yeah. It's a real mixed bag. You know, overall, I would say it looks very positive for J.D. Vance, but he has got to watch how he leads. He has got to be careful with how he uses his power. Just saying. For Trump, Inauguration Day, again, both of these guys are earth people. J.D. Vance is like a mountain, yang earth. Donald Trump is yin earth. They are both excessive. J.D. Vance has 44% earth. Ideally, you have 15 to 20%. That's a huge, excessive amount of earth. Donald Trump has 53% earth as a yin earth person, like desert, sand, beach, very dry, both of them super dry, super hot. And Donald Trump's chart is excessively hot and dry, 42% fire. Yeah. And Donald Trump's in a very interesting time of his life that I have talked about a lot on this channel. So for Trump, this is not a good day because he's born on the day of the sheep. And he's born on the day of the sheep. It's an ox month and an ox day, and that is the enemy, ox and sheep. It is combative. It is a fight. This is a clash, a direct hit. Oh, so hot and dry. And that hour for Donald Trump, 11 to 1 in the afternoon on Inauguration Day, speaks of radical, massive change and a call to action. And again, it is collectively explosive. This speaks of backing, of his supporters, of his faith. It speaks of hidden money and hidden health issues. And I've been talking about his health issues. Somebody who is this old, with a chart this hot and dry, and a lifestyle that's pretty unhealthy, not balanced with rest and good sleep and a good diet, low stress, right? I mean, he has been going so hard. What a work ethic. But we can only push ourselves so hard before the body starts to break down. And at his age and with his astrology, it's just not sustainable. He has the earth penalty going on hardcore on Inauguration Day. It is bringing down the fire, bringing down his support, bringing down his backing. And it is personal. It is direct. It is at him. And so all of that to be said, not a happy day for Trump, Inauguration Day. Much better day for JD Vance. Keep that in mind, friends. Just keeping that in mind. 2025. And I also would say the media is crazy. Love them as we do. They are throwing all, who are they after right now? Bobby Kennedy Jr., right? Fear, fear, fear. Scary, scary, scary. And all I can say is, before you judge another, including myself, please watch videos. Dig into their history. Do your own research. Look at some of the books they've written. Learn your truth. Or not your truth, but learn more of the facts to gain the truth so you better understand, so that you can really form a clear opinion, not one that's been given to you. Okay? Just leave it there. 2025 for Donald J. Trump is the snake. And I say that the way I said it because it's like, dang, man, like this guy cannot get a break elementally. It is so hot. And then the yin wood is just like, here you go. There's some more kindling to feed that fire that is so combustive in your astrology right now. Can your heart handle this? Can your heart and your blood pressure, your blood circulation handle this? So the snake, his hits against his career, breaks open the potential for a loss of wealth and a revolution, radical change. This year of the dragon, I talked often about there being a disruptor. We've seen several. Maybe you have a few that come to mind when I say that. When Bobby Kennedy Jr. was running, I thought maybe he would be the disruptor. Some could say that J.D. Vance is a disruptor. Some could say Donald Trump is a disruptor. In the end of the day, have we seen all of them? Oh, and Elon Musk, I'll throw him in. But when we get further along and we enter into the year of the snake, that's the beginning of the revolution, which, before you go, oh my God, don't plug into the fear, my friends. Plug into the wonderment. Plug into the curiosity. After all, do we really know what's going to happen with the next administration? No. So be curious, see what's happening, and respond accordingly. Maybe you need to build some support groups. Maybe you need to do some work in your community and take action. But let's first just see what's going to happen. There we go. Because the astrology of the United States is getting really intense too. We're about to go through a luck cycle change that speaks of nothing but 10 years of a complete revolution. But then we can also make another RE word. The other RE word is Renaissance. Look those two words up. That's what I'm saying. Do your own research, friend. Because a Renaissance to me sounds like, yeah, hard changes can be happening, but also interesting, new, innovative things could be happening too. I mean, why would it be such a bad thing if Bobby Kennedy Jr. is able to pass laws like they have in Europe, banning seed oils in all this processed food that we're shoving into our face? Why would that be such a bad thing? I wonder. And let's go on with Donald Trump's 2025 after seeing how bad the inauguration day is for him. So we've got the year of the snake hitting his career, magnifying the punishment. He has a fire penalty as of November 2023 when he entered a Yang Water Tiger luck cycle that formed it's a full fire trio going on in his chart now, and a fire penalty. He is literally burning up. So this semi-penalty is the thing with this is it really marks a concern around health, his career, legal action, lawsuits, defamation, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad, and it can even go so far as suggest the end of a life, okay? So it's a pretty serious penalty. And you know, again, the astrology has to take into account the man's age and lifestyle. So these are not helpful pieces here as we put the puzzle together. So the snake is magnifying this current luck cycle. And the tiger and the snake harm his career. It harms the wood. So it's like the wood comes along to fuel the fire, and something comes along, you know, like this, and pushes the wood away. And wood represents his career. February and May will be his hardest months if we get that far. And I'm just going to leave it at that. It is a really tough time in Trump world, even though I'm sure he's stoked that he won. He's stoked that all this is happening. It doesn't take away the astrology and the outcome looking very dire, and the trajectory going from now to January 20th is problematic. Okay. I really hope that at some point between now and January 20th, this man gets a day off and gets some needed rest. Okay. So, Bobby Kennedy Jr., I want to mention as we are wrapping this up, and thank you so much for watching. And let's just say this year, 2025, the snake is Bobby Kennedy Jr.'s nobleman star, one of his nobleman stars. And so this is a year that comes in with people that will help him along the way. But it is also a void year. So he's going to get the help, right? Like he's going to put a team together to work on Food and Drug Administration and all these things. But then it's going to be hard to get traction. It's going to be hard to get these laws passed. It's not in any way, shape, or form like there's going to be sweeping reform. I would say that this is the year of those things getting created, a lot of planning, a lot of putting teams together and things like that, and putting bills together. But I don't know that we will see a lot of systemic change just yet. And if we do, it again will be a slow process. That being said, the yin wood speaks of a year of action for him. He is going to be enjoying the role that he's playing here. And this year, 2025, speaks of his marriage. Are he and Cheryl Hines still going to be married? And not only does it highlight his marriage, maybe his marriage strengthens with this new role he's playing. And it speaks of great success and wealth for him. Then inside the snake, the snake is yang fire with a little earth and a little metal. And this is speaking of a government role and politics and law. It also speaks of job, career, family, and all of his responsibilities. So he is born in the year of the snake. And so that is said to be offending the Grand Duke Jupiter, or the zodiac animal of the year. And that is the snake. So this is going to be, and this is not a personal hit to him in any way, shape, or form. What it speaks of, again, is action. It's movement. It's travel. It's maybe moving to DC. Maybe it's just him being on the go. It is a very action-oriented year for him. Even though the traction is like hard to get going, the impetus and the energy to stay the course is definitely there. Not a bad year for Bobby Kennedy Jr. Not a bad year for J.D. Vance. Can't say that for Donald Trump. And as we are in this fiery time of 2025, when we get to 2026, yang fire, horse is yin fire. It is going to be a blaze, my friends. And for people who have charts that are too hot and dry, they will feel this. They will feel this. So all this to be said, thank you so much. I will put a link in the description if you're curious about your own 2025 and your own Bazi Astrology. And I hope that you found this interesting. I'm sorry I'm turning comments off. I just don't want to deal with people being unkind. I really want us to focus on ways to be more respectful, compassionate, understanding, and kind with each other. That is like really showing up to be your best self. So when you're about to put a not kind comment, check yourself and ask yourself why you would even do that in the first place. Just saying. Alrighty, friends. So this is it for today. And we will be seeing you again very soon. Talking a lot about coming up. We have readings I will be posting next week about what to expect for December and getting ready for the holiday season and how to feng shui our homes so that it's not a cluttered mess. Thank you so much again. Be well.